Man, oh gosh, my neck. Ugh. I didn't drink much. Right on for a second. What the hell? Huh? What is it? Oh no, I'm a vamp. What the hell am I doing? Okay. Red Embrace Hollywood. Hello everyone, my name is Ruben, and today we are gonna play Red Embrace Hollywood. Now this is actually a vampire visual novel, which is I freaking don't know. I watched some of it, but I don't know what's going on. I didn't watch like all the parts, but because I don't want to spoil myself, so I'm playing this game now. All right, so let's just start the game. Oh, okay. Alright, you can go. Okay. Alright, I could be black. More black. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna name this character Max. I don't know. I ran out of ideas. But not gonna lie, it looks kind of like it looks just like Max, like in the comic, like my webcomic. If you haven't read it yet, go in the description below. Right now. Anyway, let's play. Alright, so alright, I gotta do this man voice here. Everyone comes to Hollywood for a reason. Saints, sinners, artists, anti-artists, and all of the beautiful people in America. On September 24th, 1996, I became one of those people. But why did I go to Hollywood? To become a legend, to charm my ways into Hollywood's heart, to discover every dark secret. An irresistible urge pulled me. I knew I belonged in Hollywood, among the debauchery, the filth, and the perfumed skeletons inside a closet. I wanted to learn more about the darkest parts of human nature, because that was the only way to learn more about myself. Of course, that was just the reason why. The how, that was different. I came to Hollywood as an artist creating beauty, a visionary seeking truth, a rebel making waves. I'm more of an artist person, so I always had a passion for expressing myself, creating what I found to be beautiful. A painter, a writer, an actor. No matter what I did, I knew Hollywood was the place to bring my visions to life. I actually love the art though, not gonna lie. For 2 weeks, I prowled around the Sunset Strip, learning the ins and outs of Hollywood. Each night I felt my dreams getting closer, more real. The glittering celebrity world was opening its doors to me, beckoning me inside. Until 2 weeks later, on October 8th, when it happened. Frick, I can't even hear myself. What is just going on? I gone to the club, but not just any club. One that hosted the darker side of LA nightlife. I wasn't disappointed. Eerily beautiful people everywhere, swayed in dark clothes, slow, hypnotic music, the rattling of dances in cages. Something felt different about this place. It wasn't just another club. No, it felt more like another world. Oppressive, seductive, terrifying. To calm my nerves, I approached the bar to order my favorite drink. Something strong, spicy and colorful, sweet, light and rich, bitter, complex and dark. Sweet, light and rich? I don't know. I don't drink, alright? It was delicious, but I didn't get more than a few seconds to enjoy the taste. When I look up, someone down the bar was staring at me intently. tall, dark-haired man, dressed in all black, his gaunt face matched by a skull-piercing stare. After a few moments, he stopped closer, only stopped when his chest nearly touched mine. But it didn't feel like a pickle, not even like bold flirt. Suddenly, I knew I was in a very real danger. And yet, as I stared at my own reflection and his dilated pupils, I realized I couldn't move. I was completely hypnotized by what he whispered in my ear, the beastly look in his eyes, his terrifying hell nah. The beastly look in his eyes. I swallowed fear. My curiosity only flared high. There was something mesmerizingly inhuman in his gaze, and I felt like prey before a predator, something I'd never truly felt before. It was more fascinating than I wanted to be. Sinking his long nails against my shoulder, the man led me towards the filthy hallway with its filthier backwards, wild moans and the wheezing, and the wheezing of people who sniffed too many drugs leaking from under the doors, along with weak, what the hell is it? Fluorescent lights. Crap! I didn't really say log. Wild moans and fluorescent light. Okay, that's what he said. But I didn't have much time to appreciate this cinematic moment. What's going on? I can't see crap. Oh, the man grabbed my hair and pushed me against the wall, which was full of posters for bands nobody cared about. I'm gonna change your life forever, but you will never learn my name, he whispered. How does that make you feel? I feel like you're crazy. Why won't you give me your name? I came here to change. I know you do. Everyone comes to Hollywood to change. As those low words rumbled in his throat, he smiled. And two long, cruel fangs glimmered between his lips. Fangs? No, they couldn't be real. And yet, for some horrible reason, I knew they were. In that moment, I suddenly felt full of lust. What the hell? Sucker, I'm in danger. Were you in love with him? Full of lust, hell nah. And a horrible rapture gripped my fear. My instincts screamed at me. Alarm bells ring in my ears. How had he lured me in? Why couldn't I escape? I thrashed in his arms, opening my mouth to scream. Shucks! What the? Oh no, Max, they're dying. Oh shit. Okay, alright. And then I felt the bite. An agonizing pain ripped through me, searing into my neck, spreading through my whole body. I couldn't make a sound. I couldn't do anything except stand still, just like a deer in headlights. But slowly, the pain started to melt away. Warm and euphoric tingles bubbled through my neck and down my spine. I let out a low moan before I could stop it. The sound just blended in the murky background of music and laughter. It was better than anything. Better than sex, better than drugs, better than money or love or fame. And yet, it felt like all those things rolled up to one sensation. His icy hands and lips pulled me down to his incredible euphoria till my body couldn't take it anymore. What the hell's going on? I felt the body draining from my veins, my breathing coming to a halt. My heart finally stopped. I realized what was happening, but I was too drowned in pure, mindless bliss to even care. I was dying. Was I dead? Drink. Something pressed against my lips. A metallic liquid ripped down my throat, sending a jolt through my body. I should have been dead, but I wasn't. Instead, I was half awake, half dreaming. In the middle of that surreal moment, I felt strangely enlightened, radiant, powerful. Radiant. It was like I'd been thrown to a center of the universe and I belonged there. I burned through I burned like 100,000 suns until I blinded even myself. And so, hell spread his legs. His voice rasped harshly in my ear. The world went dark. Okay. Argent Games presents no name of the game. And then that's supposed to be me. Music. It's too much. It's too much. Make it stop. Oh, okay. Wait, that was it? I just skipped the whole thing? The next thing I knew, I was on the sidewalk outside the club. What the hell was I doing here? Had I blacked out? Was this a dream? Let me see it first. I can't remember walking outside, even though I hadn't drunk anything strong. But I did remember that strange man. What he said to me. The bite. The bite? Did that mean? No. What a stupid thing to think. That must have just been a weird hallucination. Brought on by the flashing lights and pounding music. It served me right for going to such a sleazy club, honestly. Find true love, hell no. I stumbled through the streets, fighting the urge to stop and vomit. I could feel my skin growing cold. My mouth was dry, and I didn't even need to breathe. Yet, it almost felt like I was floating too, effortlessly gliding forward. At the same time, a surge of painful, muddled emotions rushed through me, and if I could have cried, I think I would have. No, none of this was possible. There had to be some other explanation. Vampires didn't exist, but if they didn't exist, then what was I becoming? Okay, where are we now? I actually love the art though, not gonna lie. By the time I rounded the corner to an alleyway, I was ready to slump down and curl up until I figured out what the hell was going on. But as soon as the alley came into view, I was Marcus, okay, you boo. I saw someone standing there, watching. Not just watching, it seems more like he was waiting for me. He took a deep breath, slowly shaking his head. You smell fresh. If I strain my ears, I can almost hear water dripping back into the baptismal font. The man's deep voice was accented with southern drawl. Each word slow and emphatic. His manner of speech reminded me of a preacher, melodic and a little theatrical, oh my goodness. But almost instantly, I sensed that something about him was different, wrong somehow. Are you like me? Is this a dream? Who the hell are you? Is this a dream? We're all part of the dream, brother. The devil's dream of his children playing here on earth. But no, you are not asleep. If that's what you ask. A knowing smile stretched over over his lips and he adjusted his sunglasses. Oh my goodness, that freaking music so low. Hold on, let me just like do this here and yeah, we good. Adjusted his sunglasses smugly. Now, as for the introductions, I am the grandmaster who plays blindfolded. That cut on your hand you don't remember getting. That scratch out face on the yearbook photo. They call me Marcus, and I am happy to join you for the best and worst night of your existence. After tipping an imagery hat to me, imagery imaginary, oh my goodness. Oh my god, oh gosh. He flashed a wide grin, and I glimpsed two small white fangs shining in the light. No need to mention your own name, Max. So don't worry, I know exactly who you are. Okay. And now, you're one of us. A night stalker, bloodsucker, an overblown myth hiding a horrible monster. You're a vampire, brother. Welcome to the Valley of Death. So I really been turning the vampire? This can't be real. Vampires aren't real. Stop bullcrapping me and tell me the truth. This can't be real. Vampires aren't real. He gave me an incredulous look, as if I just told him he turned pink and sprouted wings. Well, if that's the case, I would like to speak to the big man in the sky promptly, please. I have been stuck in a rotten corpse for too many years, and I tell you, this is one unfunny joke. Although his expression was deadpan, his voice dripped with sarcasm. Did that mean he was actually serious about being a vampire? My brain didn't feel like it could process what Marcus was saying. Everything makes sense, but at the same time, it all just seemed too insane to be real. As if he could sense my confusion, Marcus let out a patient sigh. Considering you still look bemused, let me try to put the facts on the situation in simpler terms. You're merely turned to a different kind of parasite, brother. An honest one. Money, sex, favors. You won't have to suck those out of human folk anymore. They will simply fall into your lap. Just blood. Just blood is all you need now. Doesn't that make you feel relieved? Marcus suddenly paused, taking a deep, long sniff of the air. A few moments later, he leaned towards me, this time sniffing close to my neck. What are you? Iskari. I see, I had a feeling. You shine too brightly, brother. Far too brightly for a dead thing. Even a fine mask won't hide the rot inside. But maybe there's another reason you were chosen for that house too. He winked at me, grinning like we shared some priceless inside joke. Except I didn't get the punchline. What do you mean? Iskari. You're really freaking me out here. What do you mean? Indeed, you'll learn plenty about them soon enough. About yourself, rather. For now, you should at least know this. You were bitten by an Iskari vampire, which means your blood has taken on those qualities and you're part of that house. You have my sincerest apologies. His lips curled into a slow, insidious smirk that suggested his apologies were anything but sincere. Was anything he said to me sincere, though? Did he actually know what was happening to me? Or was he just some crazy druggie on the street? With my mind reeling like this, I couldn't decide which situation was more plausible. Alright, I do believe that's enough. Before you get into any trouble, there's someone you need to meet. Come now, back to the pen like a good little lamb. This is really suspicious. Alright. What a docile thing you are. Before I had a chance to offer a reply, Marcus wrapped my shoulders, pulling me forcefully towards the street. I'm gonna stay quiet for now. I bit my lip and said nothing. I wasn't exactly eager to trust him, but I didn't have much of a choice. Alright, let me just see first. Hold on. Okay. When we reached the street a few moments later, I noticed a black sedan parked in front of us. It hadn't been there when I walked by earlier. Don't worry, my dear. We wouldn't dream of making you ride in anything but luxury. His voice drawled in my ear, ringing with amusement as he opened the backseat door. We? Who is we? Oh, you'll see soon enough. Without further ceremony, Marcus shoved me inside the sedan, squeezing in behind me. The second closed door, the shadowy driver started up the car, and we sped off down the road at an alarming fast pace. I was too disoriented to try and figure out our destination from the landmarks passing by, but that didn't keep a sickening sense of anticipation from building in my gut. If there are any questions burning your mind, now might be the time to ask. Marcus murmured to me from the other seat, his eyes glowing faintly behind the dark lenses. I can't promise you much, let alone the answers, but I figure you deserve some semblance of a welcome. Let it never be said that I am not a gentleman. Is every vampire completely nuts, or is it just you? Were you waiting for me back there? Why was I turned into a vamp? Why was I turned anyway? You have to ask my employer that, I'm afraid. I was probably told the details, but everything in my head sometimes blurs together into one big screaming mass. Right, that's... Were you waiting for me back there? I was, indeed. Consider me the bouncer to the internal party in hell. Alright, that's enough for now. As you say, brother. We rode for a short while longer, and in the silence that followed, my mind felt blank. I was slowly coming to terms with what happened, even though the rational part of me insisted I was stuck in a dream. Wherever Marcus was taking me, I could only hope that I finally learned the truth behind everything, including that mysterious man at the club. It wasn't long before we arrived at a huge towering building, marked with a giant sign that read Hollywood Heights Hotel. I passed by this intimidating place before, noticing the unusually high security outside. Everyone who passed through this door had a certain strange presence about them, even stranger than most of Hollywood's eccentrics. Frig off. Marcus pulled me out of the car and into the hotel's luxurious lobby. His boots clacked on the polished marble floors. We came to a stop in front of the private room, but instead of knocking, Marcus simply barged in right in. Good evening, sirs. I bought Max, a little Iskari novitiate. Frig. Please, give him your warmest welcome. Oh, welcome back, Marcus. An elegant woman stood up from a chair to greet us, her eyes flicking from Marcus to me. I've been expecting you... What? Marcus, there's been a mistake. This individual was not supposed to be bitten. She spoke in a very slow, dangerous fashion of someone barely controlling their rage. At least that rage seemed to be directed at Marcus, not me. Is that so? Marcus, Marcus shrugged, looking about as bothered as if he forgot to get milk from the grocery store. But our brother, our brother here was the only pretty young dead thing to walk out of the abattoir. Abattoir. How do you even? Oh my god! There's like, I'm not saying there's like so much reading, but like there's so much vocabulary going on here. I already know vocabulary, but like there's like so much. Like I don't blame the game. Okay. Your lucky candidate must have missed that appointment. Missed it. The woman steeped her fingers to her upper lip, and from the murderous way she stared at the ground, it was a wonder she didn't burn a hole through it. Just one headache after another. If only I could hire someone competent for a change. Some mistake then? Like what is going on? Finally, with a deep sigh, she turned her focus back to me. I had a distinct feeling her calculating eyes was scrutinizing me, doing some kind of rapid cost-benefit analysis. Well, let me start by saying my name. Saris. Saris Lock. Oh, Sharis. Oh, okay. And I apologize for all of this happening to you. As you might have guessed, another mortal was supposed to receive the bite tonight, not you. It seems there was some misunderstanding. You know, I'm still not convinced this is real. Then there's no way to turn me back? There's no way to turn me back? No, I'm afraid not. If it were that simple, we would have been standing here now, would we? It seems my agent was sabotaged, presumably by your mysterious sire, who is no doubt an enemy of mine. Regardless, I'm rather short on time here, so I won't mince words. You can lament over your loss of humanity for the next century, or you can accept the hand you've been dealt and move on. Shari's breezed along without trying to hide her impatience or annoyance, like I was inconveniencing her somehow. It almost left me speechless. She was going to chalk this up to a misunderstanding. You were an accident, but I'm offering you a purpose. As cruel as it may sound, this turn of events needn't be a tragic one for you. It is a chance for all you could have ever wanted in life, perhaps even more, if you possess the will to survive. Therefore, my proposal is a straightforward one. Will you join the Los Angeles Coven of Vampires? My coven? I will. Okay. Excellent. I'm glad our clever prankster chose someone with a sound head of his shoulders, if nothing else. The briefest of smiles flashed over her lips, like a subliminal message flickering on the TV screen. Very well, let me establish the main three rules of our coven. 1. When you feed, do not kill. It is unnecessary since mortals almost always lose their memory of events leading up to the bite. 2. Never reveal your true nature to a mortal. By doing so, you endanger not only yourself, but our entire kind. As a result, you'll be disposed of. And finally, do not turn any mortal into a vampire without my permission. My explicit permission. It's necessary to keep our population to a minimum, as otherwise the area could quickly become overcrowded. Do you understand all of this? I do. Good. See to it that you don't forget these rules. Okay. With a quiet sniff, Shari's motioned towards the chair beside Marcus, who had languidly stretched out into a seat while we were talking. As I settled down in the offered chair, Marcus flashed me a sidelong smirk. It seemed he found all this practically amusing. Shari snapped her fingers to get my attention. My state of shock wasn't high on lesser priorities, apparently. Now, Max, you arrived during a most difficult time. It just so happens that we were in the middle of a war, a messy political war waged in the dark, entirely unbeknownst to mortals. As she began her brisk business agenda, Shari's elegantly lowered herself on the couch opposite to mine. The three houses, the ones all vampires belong to, Iskari, Mava, and Golgotha, are fighting for the rule of Los Angeles. To put it very crudely, Iskari tend to be diplomatic, Mava are more aggressive, and Golgotha everything else. Ah, if only it were that simple. Yes, well, no doubt he'll learn of the nuisance. No, how do you say it? Oh, frig off. Soon enough. Crossing her legs, Shari's let out a faint sigh, one hand flitting to push up her glasses. The current ruling house is Iskari, which you and I both belong to. We had governed Los Angeles for a number of years, but recently the other houses have gotten a little, how should I put it, rowdy. We need to negotiate some sort of three-way peace to restore order. But that's easier said than done. Frig off! I gotta go back. So there's simply too many secret deals, betrayals, and assassinations going on behind the scenes. Okay, that's what she said. However, you are new enough to be politically naive and unbiased. She paused at that critical light glinting in her eyes again. Unlike most of the other vampires in LA, you have neither an existing reputation nor any allegiance frig off to speak of, and thus you may be the key to our reconciliation. Reconciliation, okay. I'm listening, go on. So you want me to use it? Okay, I'm listening, go on. The first task I intend to give you is a simple one, but it will serve as an accurate measure of your potential. There's a meeting going on tomorrow night between Randall, the powerful leader of the Mava rebels, and some Golgotha emissaries. I want to sneak into that meeting and disrupt it. How can I disrupt it? That will be the least of your concerns. You should be more worried about getting past the guards. Whatever tools you have at your disposal, I suggest you use them. Quick thinking and improvisation are the keys to seeing another sunset. Tomorrow night, Marcus will call you an hour before the meeting. He should have all the details you need. Make sure that no treaty is made between the Mava and Golgotha. It is an important step towards forcing Randall onto our side. He's too valuable as a potential ally. Consider this task your trial. It is an opportunity to transcend your circumstances, to prove that fate chose you for a reason. With an air of finality, Sharice rose and stepped briskly past me, striding over to the door. Marcus shuffled aside, eyeing her with an arched eyebrow. You'll be staying here at the Hollywood Heights Hotel, in the room intended for the candidate you replaced. The hotel is managed by some our people, so it'll be perfectly safe. The next time we speak, I will be looking forward to the tale of your success, Max. The door slammed shut behind her, and the swift clacking of her high heels slowly faded into the distance. Okay. I turned to Marcus, unsure how exactly to process everything Shari's had just told me. Well, 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 it seems the stars smile on you, brother. He let out a delighted chuckle, winking at me behind those dark lenses. Shari doesn't like to make mistakes. You must have caught her in a good mood tonight. Tell me, what do you think of her, the Red Queen? Powerful, confident, I like her. Honestly, I'm not sure yet. It's too early to tell. I've met convicted felons who seem powerful, confident. I like her. I don't believe she's still listening in on us, brother. I see you're cautious though, and that's good. Marcus paused, glancing down to an old-fashioned pocket watch in his palm. The fact that he owned one didn't surprise me in the least, somehow. I will be calling your room around midnight tomorrow. It would be wise to prepare yourself in every sense of the word. Now it's time for me to head out but before I go, I have one last thing to say to you, and I don't intend to say it twice. His expression suddenly grew dark. He stared at me intently as if to confirm I was listening. Do not trust anyone. Every soul you meet in Hollywood is full of lies, some unintentional, others deliberate. Very rarely does anyone do what they say or say what they truly mean. Only a fool believes everything they're told. Do you understand me, brother? You mean I can't trust you either? That's impossible. Thanks, Marcus. I'll be careful. Music to my ears. Hold those words to heart, and you may survive more than a few nights. The intrepid little mistake. I believe you're going somewhere, and though I can't foresee your destination, I'd like to see you reach it at the very bottom or the very top of Hollywood. Snickering softly, he shoved a hand into his pocket, rummaging around for something. Where's the damn here? If you ever want to finger paint together, or whatever it is you Iskari folk do for pleasure, this is where you'll find me. He reached for my hand, pressing a small object into my palm. My eyes flicked down to see what he'd given me. Small business card, colored bright red and emblazoned with bold black letters. Blood and roses. A dark paradise for all your erotic fantasies. Adult movies, magazines, and more. Was I misinterpreting this card, or did Marcus work at a sex shop? But by the time I glanced up again, he was already gone. I hadn't even heard the door open or shut. How had he left the room so suddenly? Maybe it was for the best if I didn't know. Leaving this empty room behind, I found my way back to the front desk, asking about Shari's reservation. Slightly awkward, pale-faced clerk handed me a key without a question. Room 915. Numbly, I made my way into the elevator and up to my floor, where a posh corridor opened up to greet me. The room numbers felt like they passed by them in a blurry marquee. 909, 911, 913, 950. My new home. Sparkling clean, warmly lit, beautifully decorated, almost too glamorous to be real. The kind of room where you see stars partying, orgying, and overdosing. ringing up their agents, shutting the curtain to hide from camera flashes, straight out of a magazine. Up close though, I realized the room was just dead as me. Was dead as me. The cameras were the only thing that had made it seem so alive. But part of me had guessed that already. Okay? As I stared at one of the stock paintings on the wall, trying to figure out what emotions I was feeling. Something stirred in my gut. A dull, aching hunger. It didn't feel like the hunger pangs I felt before. It was in my mind as much as my body, like an addict who needed a fix. Was it a hunger for that? As much as I didn't want to even think of it as a possibility, the idea comfortably wormed into my head. Go look in the fridge. No, go look in the fridge. Maybe regular food would tide me over, or just some water. I knew that was bullcrap, of course, but I pretended not to. I slunk over to the mini fridge, unsure of what I hoped to find. Pulling the tiny door open, I bent down to peer inside. But instead of discovering water or food or even ice, I saw something completely different. 3 packs of blood, neatly sealed in translucent bags. More morbid juice boxes. I snatched one without thinking. At the moment, the sketchy bag looked better than a meal from a five-star restaurant. Moving on impulse, I sunk my fangs into plastic, downing the cold liquid in giant gulps. The second it slid down my throat, a rush of energy flowed through me. The pain vanished, and my body hummed with, well, not life, but something close to it. Drinking it came so naturally, and each sip tasted better than the last. But in the back of my mind, I knew that I lost some part of myself at the moment, something that might never come back. So I drank until the bag was empty, and it was over. A knock at the door interrupted my dinner. I threw the empty bag into a trash can, quickly wiped off my bloody lips, and reached for the door. I thought Sharice and Marcus had left, but maybe one of them had come back to tell me something. Oh, good evening. A gentle, melodic voice purred out from a man before me. I never seen his face before, but his too pale skin and flashing fangs immediately gave away what he was. You're Max, aren't you? Please, tell me I'm right. Yes, that would be me. I wish handsome... Hell nah. What do you want? I'm sorry, I meant to introduce myself better, but once you opened the door, all the words in my head just vanished. Alright then, how about we start over? That's so sweet of you, already giving me a second chance. He gazed at me silently for a moment, a bright enthrall glimmered, shining in his eyes. I want to talk to you, just for a little while. Promise I won't steal too much of your time. Sure, come on in. Thank you. He slipped inside my room, glancing around curiously for a few moments. A faint floral scent drifted around him, just barely strong enough to be noticed. When he turned back to me, his eyes intensely fixated on mine, flicking away now and then, as if he couldn't keep contact for too long. I didn't mean to catch you off guard, but I stopped by on, well, impulse. And really, I'm so happy that I did. He toyed with the fringe on his scarf, letting out a soft exhale. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Heath. I already know who you are, of course, and I hope we'll get to know each other much better. Nice to meet you. I could use some new friends. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Why are you here again? Yes, of course. I should be more considerate after. Well, I passed Shari's on my way in and she told me about what happened to you. It's awful. I said I'm sorry, but apologies won't get your life back, so I wanted to offer you a sympathetic ear and a shoulder to cry on if you need it. He spoke quietly, gravely, as if. I am so sorry. Okay. He spoke quietly, gravely, as if we were attending a funeral for the Max who died back in the club. It wasn't so long ago that I lost my life too. The changes leave you almost numb at first, but when everything finally hits you, the loneliness is overwhelming. I just wish you could go back. I'm not going to mope about it. What's done is done. That's a strong attitude. I'm a little jealous. I just hope you can keep your strength after the weight of everything really hits you. He let out a quiet sigh, running a hand through his feathery hair. It was a little surprising how much my situation seemed to upset him, considering the apathy or amusement everyone else had shown so far. Shari's mentioned your house too. Houses, well, they're supposed to be the core of who we are in this hidden world, what defines us and what sets us apart. Our gazes met for a few moments. He kept his head slightly lowered, either from the shyness or a conscious effort to be coy. You know, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I could tell you are Iskari. Your aura and poise, the emotion under your voice, everything about you is so vibrant, like you would never left the world of the living. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little jealous. Most people are. Why be jealous? You got plenty of charm yourself. I was an actor. It isn't really the same thing, but thank you. Hey, same artist as me. Hey, boy. I got the brother here. He studied me for a moment in silence before his gaze shifted to a window. I glanced past him at the glittering cityscape, only to meet his stare again in the glass's reflection. His expression had quickly sobered. The way his mood seemed to shift so quickly caught me off guard. It was like they flickered on and off at the whim. You know, a few years ago, you once had a group of Iskari to welcome you into this new world. But now, well, with the war going on, everyone seems more interested in protecting themselves than helping each other, even their own house members. I can't stand it. Seems like a justified war if it means getting rid of Shari. Isn't there a way to make peace? He shook his head, tracing his thumb along the cross of his neck. No, not while the Mava and Golgotha refused to enter a treaty with us. The Iskari, that is. Until then, we're trapped in this endless cycle of bloodshed. I don't know who's more of a danger to us, the hunters or ourselves. Hunters? You mean vampire hunters? Why can't they reach an agreement? Because everyone wants to be on top. Everyone thinks their leadership would be the best. If you thought human government was difficult, imagine keeping covenant aggressive, powerful, hungry mortals in line. It's like herding lions. Heath bit his lip, a troubled frown flitting across his face for a few moments. But listen to me, Max, please. More than anything else, I hope you remember, if you don't want to be alone, you don't have to be. I run about downtown, nothing much, just a little nook for stars and a sanctuary for people like us. It's called Saturnalia. Won't you come by sometime? I don't mean to sound pushy, but the warm light reflected in his eyes as they flicked up towards mine. His gaze was so long and so hopeful that I had to wonder what I'd done to warrant it. There's something different about you. Something that I've never seen before. I'd really like to talk to you more if you let me. I'll think about it, thanks. My hesitant reply made Heath collapse in his hands together in a playfully pleading way. You're not giving me a false hope, are you? But maybe it isn't so bad. I look forward to the chance of seeing you again every night I'm there. I should leave. The sun's coming up soon. But I'll remember to say a prayer for your success tomorrow. Until then, if you ever need me, you know where I am. With a gentle bow of his head, he gave me one last long look. Good night, Max. Good night, Heath. I'm gonna stay quiet. What the hell was that? With that, Heath quietly made his way to the exit, slipping outside. Once the door clicked shut behind him, I was alone again, in golden solitary confinement. Like Heath said, the sun would rise soon, meaning I need to tightly shut the curtains and curl up until tomorrow night. In a way, I didn't want to. Shutting the curtains would mean surrendering to the reality that this wasn't all some insane dream. But I wasn't sure how much longer I could deny that reality. Okay. With the coming sunrise safely hidden away, I turned off the bedroom lights. As I stared at the LED glow of the alarm clock, letting my transformed body sink towards something resembling sleep, one last thought drifting into my head. I felt incredibly alone. I felt deeply determined. No matter what happened from here, I refused to let myself lose to fate. If I was trapped in this world, then I just have to find a way to survive. I won't let this be the end. There was still too much left for me to do. With that feeling still settled in my chest, I closed my eyes. Finally, a comforting nothingness pulled me toward the dark and far and away from the coming day. So, yeah, this is the I'm gonna stop right here because this game's really long. I don't know how many endings. Oh, actually, yeah, there's actually not 15 endings in the game. So I'm gonna stop here and yeah. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.